Hi there, I'm Shelby, and I'm your mixologist geek, and today in this video I am making Angel Wing Part 2. It is a little bit different way to make the drink that I made yesterday. Honestly, I think this is just probably going to be a little bit more sluttier than yesterday's. I did recommend you could give it to your child, but also don't. You know, they're not 21. But this is a 3-layered drink, floater drink here. First layer is the same as yesterday's, the white creme de cacao. So I'll do a little bit less than what I did yesterday. Like that. Then the second layer is brandy, and I have Christian Brothers brandy right here. I have been informed by my lovely roommate that this is his favorite brandy, so why not use it? It's also the only brandy we have in the house, so I'm gonna layer that on top, and just as always, you just want to make sure you do a slow pour and have the spoon follow up with the layer of the drink. It's a little difficult to do. This is a very thin liquid. It's a very thin liquid. I did not realize how thin brandy was. That's interesting. And do the same thing to this. Now when I try to do this, like, I actually try to pour closer to the edge of the spoon instead of like the back of the spoon here. You want to do kind of closer to the edge, but you want to make sure it's a little slow. Just these little tidbits that I've learned as I've made a lot of floater drinks. And yes, I'm silent because I'm trying to do this correctly. It actually somehow still worked. It's a little muddled, but I think it's because it's probably the same type of thickness here. So then the top layer is just milk. So let's get that top layer going here. I think it just wanted to mix with the brandy. Let's try to do it with this one here. It looks like it just want to kind of mix with the brandy here. That's interesting. So looking at this drink after making it, it kind of looks like one of my brain drinks, in all honesty. It looks like the milk wanted to go in the middle. I swear to you, this is the order that it said to go in. I can see why it's Angel Wing Part 2, because it does darken like it did, yes, with the Baileys on top yesterday. This is very interesting just because it seems like the milk wants to be in the middle instead of on top. But I kid you not, the ingredients that this is what the order that they said. So I'm gonna give this a try. It layered in its own fashion. Maybe because we're using almond milk, maybe that's a difference. Maybe we have to use like a thinner skim milk or 2% milk. I don't know. Something like that. Maybe that's what it's asking for. Maybe it's the milk that we're using. Maybe that's what's changing it. But I'm going to give this a try here. So, cheers here. Let's see what this tastes like. Whew. Brandy right off the start. Ha ha! Brandy right at the end. Okay, so we all probably have all had experience with whiskey, scotch, bourbon, brandy. If you are not a brandy fan, I actually wouldn't recommend this because you get a whole lot of brandy flavor. This is actually a very toned down brandy. I've had some darker brandies that are like slap you in the face Irishman brandy. That's as best as I can put it. Probably because this is a toned down version of brandy, not as punch in your face, that it actually probably works. I will still say that I did not put that much brandy in there. It was equal parts to these two, and I still got a kick of brandy. I do like brandy, although in small doses. I would say if you're not a huge brandy person, this may not be the shot for you. Actually play around with it. If you like whiskey more than brandy, I can actually see whiskey, vanilla. I'll actually put that vanilla whiskey being put into this. Otherwise, I mean, that tasted actually pretty good, other than if there's a specific brandy flavor. If you're not a huge fan, that's fine. I would actually recommend probably a Canadian whiskey. That'd actually be probably pretty good with it. But as always, in the description below, I'm going to put the ingredients that I used in this drink. And I will also put in the links to my Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook. You can follow me on those platforms as well. And as always, please drink responsibly, but have fun. Cheers.